Are you struggling to win on FIFA because your team is really bad?
This team sucks.
Do you need coins for a cheeky new team?
I need it!
You can head over to u7buy.com for cheap, fast, and reliable coins, and if you use code Mcjell, you'll get a 5% discount.
Team review, 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 team review.
If you ever do that again, I'm gonna kill your parents.
Alright, boys and girls, welcome back to a team review. I know it's been a very long time, okay? I do apologise for that. I have been waiting for like a moment that EA doesn't really drop much so that I can do this because I don't want to like miss out on some cheeky reviews. This What If promo so far has been pretty mid. Like, there's not been any crazy cards that I really want to get my hands on. The ones that stood out to me were Smaldini, Caputo did stand out, but I just felt like not that many people. You guys don't care. But yeah, before we jump into team review, boys, I do want to just go through a couple of things. One thing you'll probably notice, the setup is a little bit different. Like, you know, my usual YouTube thing. This is my actual... I can't even speak. This is how I stream, okay? You can actually see, like, the donations on the top there. You can see a little donation ticker. I'm not actually streaming. I'm just using my streaming setup because it will be a lot easier to edit this video. That's part of the reason I don't really do that many team reviews, is because it just takes me so long to edit. But I think doing this in OBS will actually save me a bit of time. Secondly, I just want to go through the rules of team review, okay? Just in case some of you guys are new to this series. Again, it's been a very long time and I've got a lot of new subscribers since then. Basically, you guys send me your teams on Twitter. I usually pick 10 teams at random. Today, I'm actually going to pick 12 with a little honourable mention that I'll talk about in a second. I go through your teams, I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and we just enjoy ourselves and have a bit of fun. And lastly, lads, I do just want to say that I'm going to be a bit more critical with your teams this time, okay? Alright, I'm gonna be a little bit more critical. No, before, I was maybe a little bit too nice, I feel like, with my ratings. I'm gonna be straight with you guys, okay? I'm looking for creativity here, okay? If you've got Varane, Mendy, Mbappe, like, if you've just got the Bob standard team, I'm gonna tell you guys that I don't really like your team, okay? But if you've gone with something that's maybe not the most meta, but you've got some cool links in there, and you know, you've been creative with it, I'm gonna give you a little pat on the back, you know. And you guys already know how much I like a good full chem team. So if the team's not full chem, I'm also gonna be pretty harsh there. Although I will say, but in my other team reviews, I was also pretty harsh on the full chem rule. Pretty much, I'm looking for creativity here, boys and girls. If you've gone with something different, if you use cards that, you know, not many people use, I'm gonna applaud that. Team review. So guys, I did tell you guys that we had a little bit of an honourable mention, okay? We actually got a team sent in by Danny Aarons, and it was a FIFA 14 team, and I don't know why he did this, just because he's an absolute legend, to be honest. So we have a bit of an honourable mention from our boy Danny Aarons, and yeah, that's cheeky. It's not FIFA 21, I guess I didn't really specify that, but it's cheeky.
Made me happy, made me smile, nice.
But yeah, little honourable mention from our boy Danny Aarons. Let's move on to team number 1. This is in fact the only team that's not random, okay? This is the only team in here that's not random. Every other team is random. I have picked these from random, so I don't want anyone in the comments saying, because I've had this in previous team reviews, Mcjell, my team's so much better than this one, why didn't you pick my team? It's random, okay, boys? I don't know what this is going to be except for this one. This one's not random. The reason I've picked this one is because he was the first person to reply to my tweet. Okay, and there's like 800, as of recording this, and this is like, you know, a couple hours after, there's like 800 teams been sent to me. So this guy, he was the first one to do it, and I just have to say fair play. So this is the first team we've got, boys and girls, and yeah, I have to say, like, just looking at it, I'm seeing Varane there. Yeah, boys, just looking at it on the face of it, I'm seeing full chemistry as far. Oh, there is a Sonaldo. Sonaldo is off chem. Aside from that, though, it is full chem. We've got cheeky Varane, which, just beautiful. I'm not massive on the back 5, like, just, I think it's a little bit too meta, you know? It's a little bit meta to go 5 back, but it's fine. Yeah, okay, I'll forgive it, because the rest of the team's pretty nice. Although Son is off chem, I mean, it's a pretty cracked card, let's be honest. You know, it's pretty good. We've got record breaker Jamie Vardy, who does look really nice. It's a very unusual striker. You don't see him very often, I guess, because he doesn't have skill moves. But the midfield is nice. There you got Roy Keane and Varane. I will say, though, Catalyst Chemstar on Varane. We've got to change that to a Hunter, my friend. Got 90 Stoichkov, which I believe is his middle, if I'm not mistaken. And again, looks really nice, although you don't see him very often because, again, he doesn't have the, it's weak foot he doesn't have, I think. It's like 3-star weak foot. I will say the fullbacks, maybe not the best. I mean, Alphonso Davies is understandable. You need that link. I get that. Semedo, I think we could probably do a little bit better there. Koeman, that's his 85. That's the bad one, isn't it? Let me just double check on my PlayStation, boys and girls. I think that's the not great one. Maybe he's just there for the chem. It is the 67 pace Koeman. I'm guessing, and this is a guess, I'm guessing you sub on, I'm gonna guess you sub on Adama Traore instead, but I would say if you actually use Koeman, try and get that middle Koeman because he's a lot better. Nick Pope in goal, you need the chemistry, I get it, but for me, Go with Edison. Alright, don't be that guy that uses Nick Pope, alright?
I'm disgusted with it.
But I do like this team a lot, to be fair. It is decent. A little bit of off chemistry here, but the players are pretty creative and different. Bonus points for that cheeky bald head in there. So I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. A very strong 8 out of 10. I think it's very, very nice. Team review. Okay, boys and girls, we've got team number 2 here, and I have to say, boys, I'm seeing full chemistry, if I'm not mistaken. It looks to be full chemistry, so we've got some bonus points here, boys. I like it. We got ourselves a cheeky little Caputo in there, who's obviously new. I have yet to try that card, but looks really, really nice. And if he gets a +2, pretty good stuff there. Got a nice little selection of icons here. We've got ourselves a Prime Sanchez. I have his baby card on Bronze 11, and I really like him, so having that Prime card, that's pretty good. Plus, he has that composure now. Cannavaro is an interesting choice at centre-back. I imagine he's pretty good. He's got pace and stuff, so pretty good stuff there. Schmeichel in goal. Okay, I like it. Got Bernardo Silva in form. You don't see that very often, boys. You do not see that often. Got the right back link from Semedo. In a way, like, I know that he probably should get Kyle Walker, but I kind of respect it a little bit more. Like, I know I slated the last guy for having Semedo, but I kind of respect this guy. I'm just being dumb. Millie Savage, quite possibly the most underrated centre mid in this entire game. I've seen so many people say that they regret not getting that Millie Savage, and seriously, guys, like, he is so good. So yeah, boys, I like it. I really like it. I'm not even sure where I would necessarily improve this team. I don't see any obvious improvements, to be honest. I forgot to also mention this guy has Dybala. He's probably the best player in there. I didn't even mention that. Yeah, I like this team a lot, boys. I do like this team a lot. I would maybe just say get Kyle Walker. I know it's a little bit meta and no one wants to be that meta guy, but it is technically an upgrade, I guess. But aside from that, I honestly can't really see any obvious improvements. I like the team. I like the players in here. There's some different players in here, like Caputo, Tonali, Millie Savage. Like, there's some definitely interesting choices in there. I like it, boys. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I think it's a cheeky team. I do. I think that's pretty nice. Team review. Okay, boys and girls, team number 3, and I have to say, boys, I'm seeing some interesting choices. I do see off-chem Kleiber there. That hurt. I was seeing really cheeky stuff. I'm seeing Veron, and now I'm seeing all this cheekiness. And then that Kleiber off-chem just shot me like a dagger.
Did you learn nothing from my chemistry class?
But again, boys, we're looking like this team is actually quite similar to the last team. It's not that similar, actually. But there are some similarities. We've got, like, Dybala in there, Tonali, Boateng. Like, we got some... Wait, did the last guy have Boateng? Let me have a look. Did he have Boateng? No, that was the guy before, wasn't it? Okay, I'm getting confused. But again, boys, I do actually quite like this team. I think this is pretty cheeky. This is pretty cheeky. Not any obvious improvements. We've got Elshar, Ronaldo, Hakimi. Like, these are some good ass players. We got Veron, of course, that cheeky bald head. You can't slate that. Like, I like it, boys. Again, like, once again, like, no obvious improvements to be made, to be honest. I will actually say, to be fair, there is definitely one player you could get. You could get that Dalot at left back, because Boateng's already on full chem. So you could, if you wanted. I do think Alphonso Davies is very good in this game. But left back Dalot is, you know, that could be a little option for you. I will say Baumgartel, he's pretty good. Like, he's got some good stats. I know you do need that Kleiber link, but I would say Baumgartel's just not the best. You know, he's not quite there. I respect it because it's different, but at the same time, he's a little bit outdated. Maybe you could get like an icon centre-back. You could even get like a Ronald Koeman. Or you could get I don't even think it'll be that much anymore. Let me check. You could always go with a centre-back Rijkaard, who actually has a pretty good card. I believe it's his 88 card, I think. 6'2", medium work rates, good pace, really good defending and physical. Let me just double check his price. He's about 400k, so obviously not cheap by any means, but it's a card you could definitely save up for. A very good card, not meta at all. You know, he's got good passing, good like decent enough dribbling as well. So a really good all-rounded centre back there. So yeah, I would say maybe a couple of improvements to be made, but overall I do like it. I would say I'm gonna knock a point off for the Kleiber off chem, but aside from that, I do like the team. I'm gonna give this an 8.2 out of 10. I still like the team, but I just think there's a couple of things you can improve with it. Team review. Okay, boys and girls, we've got ourselves another 5-back. This is really sort of becoming a common theme here, boys. I think, is this full chem? Full chem? It looks full chem. Yeah, it's full chem, right? Oh, Son, what you doing, man? Oh, we nearly had me. We nearly had full chem, and then Son just... what's that team name?
What's going on here?
So guys, let's take a look at this team, okay? There's a lot of good things about this team, alright? We've got a Seedorf, one of the most underrated icons in all of FIFA. Like, Seedorf is goated in FIFA, like, generally. I've loved Seedorf in pretty much every FIFA I've used him. We've got Rivaldo, who's an interesting choice of icons. You don't see that one too often, okay? You got Suka. I did actually enjoy Suka. He was pretty good. It wasn't perfect, but he was pretty good. We got that Ligon striker there, but obviously he's going to be like a CDM for this guy. He looks really good, to be fair. We've got quite possibly two of the best fullbacks in the entire game, Dom Troyer and Tavernier, so you can't fault that. But lads, we come down to the defence and goalkeeper, and we just you had to be that guy, didn't you? Like we had some cheekiness here, but then we've got Joe Gomez and Nick Pope, and it just pulled the cheekiness ever so slightly down. Obviously, the Premier League is not exactly the cheapest place to get your centre-backs from. It's not ideal, to be honest with you. Maybe if you could afford like a Virgil van Dijk, you could always go with that. Or alternatively, if you had a bit of money, you could always go with that 88 Smaldini. Again, a very expensive option, not ideal, but you can actually play him at right centre-back. You only need English, so you don't actually necessarily need Premier League. You could always do that. But lads, if I'm being honest, like I really do like this team. I am going to have to knock a couple of points off for the Joe Gomez and the Son, but yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's literally, I have no other faults with the team, to be honest with you, other than, you know, just maybe, you know, the off-cam, you got to take a point off, and then the Gomez and Pope is a bit boring. But yeah, good team nonetheless. Team review. Okay, boys and girls, next team we've got here, and yeah, I'm seeing very meta here. I already know I'm knocking off some points for the meta stuff. I'm also seeing some off-chem here, which does hurt. You know, I'm seeing a little bit of off-chem, but I have to say, boys, this might be. I don't want to upset the guy that sent me this team, but I think this might be the worst team yet. Not because it's bad. I think we need to spark a bit of creativity in this team, though. You know, you've got the Mendy's, the Joe Gomez's, the St. Maximins. It's just we've seen the Xiaovis. Like, we've seen this team a million times before. I just think this team is a little bit boring. It's not a bad team, of course. There's great players in there. Curtis Jones, for one, I think is one of the most underrated cards in this game, and I do respect that little perfect link there from Joe Gomez. I would actually say keep Joe Gomez there, even though he is boring, just to get that perfect link. I do respect. Ronaldo off cam, it upsets me. Suarez is amazing in this game. Luis Suarez is so underrated in this game. His shooting is out of this world.
Damn, girl, what you saying? What you saying, huh?
But yeah, lads, in terms of improvements, I mean, again, they're not like improvements to actually improve the team, but maybe if you just want to be a bit more adventurous out there, maybe go with a different fullback there, any left back, there's French, there's an absolute ton of them. You maybe want to improve that same Maximin. I'm not too sure who for. I'm just going to have a look. I don't think there's too many options. You could get his inform if you could afford it. Maybe go with an icon. I mean, to be fair, if you did icon swaps, you could get that Mark Overmars from icon swaps, who looks just beautiful. 5-star weak foot, incredible stats. So maybe go with an icon left mid instead of St. Maximin there. Other than that, though, I do think it's a good team. Again, I like the Curtis Jones. I like the Suarez. You know, I don't think it's a bad team by any means. I think it's just a little bit. I've seen this team 1,000 times, is all. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Not a bad team. I just, you know, I'm just bored of seeing Mendy, Kante, Joe Gomez in every single team, to be honest. Team review. Alright, boys and girls, next up, I have to say, boys, I'm not seeing anything here I don't like. In fact, it's full chem, it's creative. We've got Kimmich on the bench there, which I'm gonna guess you sub on into the right card. I'm gonna guess. I like this team, boys. I like this team a lot. I think my favourite part about this team is that little Ribery Duncan link, which both of those players need those links. That's such a good link. And it's a link that doesn't really come to mind too often.
That gives me a fucking hard on.
I honestly, like, I can't even pick a fault with it. I think this is going to be the shortest one yet, boys. I have absolutely no issues with this team, especially if you do sub that Kimmich on. That team is super, super nice. Nice and creative. Good little hybrid in there, because you've got a bit of Robin in there and a bit of Eredivisie with the Kleiber stuff, which also getting that touch to Van Dijk. I love that. You've got a bit of Bundes in there, Syria. Like, I love that. That team is great. I'm going to keep this short and sweet, boys and girls. This is our first 10 out of 10 team. I like it. It's full chem. It's different. I like the links. I like the players. They're different, but it's also kind of like, it's not even non-meta. Like, there's 5-star skill move players in this team, but they're not the 5-star skill move players that everybody has. You know, this guy hasn't used Neymar. He hasn't used Mbappe. He's using different players like Ribery, like Gnabry, and like, you know, Robin. You don't often see all the time, a Kocher as well, but also using a bit of meta in there as well. Like, and it's not like I'm against meta. I just like to see different teams. This guy's done that, so round of applause for this guy for a 10 out of 10. Team review. Alright, boys and girls, next team we've got in here, I'm seeing Varane and Mendy. And I've just looked at the rest of the team, and I love the rest of this team. I'm seeing it off Kem Sissoko, though. Not a fan of that Sissoko off-chem. But yeah, boys, I have to say, I do actually, like, aside from that Varane and Mendy and a little bit of off-chem there, I'm seeing some things I like. I mean, for one, Andre Silva and Jovic, that's an interesting link that I didn't even really think of, to be honest with you. And he gets the Portuguese link to Ronaldo. So that's a cool link. I like that one. Also seeing a couple of other off-chem players now. I'm seeing that Wan-Bissaka now off-chem. Jovic is actually off-chem. The off-chem triggers me a little bit. I know it doesn't matter that much. 7-chem's fine. I know, boys. You don't have to tell me. I just like it. It triggers OCD in me not to see a full chem team. I don't know why. Toni Kroos in there though. Flashback looks incredible. Jovic is actually incredible. I've used him. I think he's amazing. We've got Dybala, who's also off-chem. God damn. I'm wondering if there's a different formation this guy could play. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a different form. Maybe a 4-2-2 would be easier to get this team on full chem. I'm not too sure. But I actually like a lot of these players. You know, Varane and Mendy aside, Kroos is super cool. Andre Silva, you don't use that. You don't see that card often. Dybala, you do see often, but it is a nice card, so I respect it. Sissoko, I mean, I hope you pack pulled that, because Sissoko is not a cheap card. He's like over $1 million. It's crazy, but the card is super nice. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, good card as well. I mean, the team is nice. Just the off-chem and the Varane and Mendy knocks it down. Short and sweet, boys and girls. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. It's a great team. It just, the off-chem kind of ruins it a bit for me. Team review. Alright, boys and girls, oh fucking hell, another one. Another random. Do you see what I'm saying about the creativity, boys? You see it, you can't get away from these two players.
Stop it.
And it just seems like...
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
You know what?
Stop it.
You know what?
Stop it.
You...
Stop it.
Everybody has them. It just is so boring, guys. Come on. Come on, and the rest of this team is so creative too. Leroy Sané, you never see 90 Haaland. Wow, Sancho, I love that. Toni Kroos as well, like, and then just... I mean, as well, you don't even need the links here, boys. Like, you could literally go with any BVA centre-back and left-back here. I'm telling you, man, like, let's try some different players. Let me have a look. What the first player that comes to mind, like Diego Carlos, you could use. You could use any version of Diego Carlos. We got Jordi Alba, Estupinan. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. Please, lad, you can get any left back in the BVA. Pervis Estupinan. Please get that card, okay? He is like 40k, and he's got 90 standing tackle. Looks absolutely unreal. You could get Yuri Bericice's what if card. Please, please, please. Like, can we just get rid of this Mendy shit? Like, it's so boring. Him and his rule breaker, you could get a centre back as well. Any number of centre-backs you could get in the BVA. That aside, let's stop talking about Varane and Mendy here. We've got Valverde, Toni Kroos, both absolutely goated centre-mids, to be fair. Leroy Sané, like I was saying, you don't see that too often. I like that. Haaland up front. Every time I'm playing against Haaland, he absolutely destroys me, so I respect that 90 Haaland a lot. We do have an Andre off-chem here, which, you know, it's a little bit, you know, maybe... I'm just trying to think if there's a maybe get an... I guess there's no way to get a Tau on chem. Do you know, for me, I would probably go with a Bundes centre mid here. I would probably go with a Bundes centre mid and a Bundes right back to like get that on full chemistry if it were me. Yeah, lads, I do like this team. Like, maybe I sounded a little bit too critical of the team at the beginning. I'm a little bit bored of seeing this Mendy and Varane. I like the team. I think it's good. I love the front three. I think it's a nice team. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 purely for, again, the off chem and the Varane and Mendy just knocking it down. But that aside, it is a nice team. Team review. Alright, boys and girls, next team we've got, and I'm seeing Mbappe and Neymar. We haven't seen them too often today, to be fair. I'm seeing Nick Pope in form. That's messed up, man. That is messed up.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
A couple of off-chem players in there again. Lads, come on, you guys know how much I love the full chem. How can you not do this to me? But now, let's be fair, there are some nice things about this team. Wayne Rooney, one of the, like, literally one of the best cards in FUT. Like, that card has such a well-rounded card. Wish I could have done it, but it just came out at a really awkward time. I just done flashback Ronaldo. I was a little bit low on the coins. Red Pogba and Red Hernandez, that's pretty nice, to be fair. Vidic, literally one of the most underrated centre-backs in this game. Nobody uses Vidic, and you guys definitely should. Vidic is so good in this game. Roy Keane there, who does have a backbone on him. We got to slap a shadow on that boy, or a catalyst, lad. It's got to be a catalyst or a shadow. We've got to bump that pace up. I mean, that side, I do think Roy Keane's got a pretty nice card in this game. Can have any right back in the game here, so we've got Kleiber. You've given a shadow to Kleiber and not to Roy Keane. I find that so interesting. Yeah, Kleiber, literally one of the best fullbacks in the game. And I mean, to be fair, you got some really nice fullbacks there for Fanner at centre-back. Seen him a couple of times now, which is pretty cool, to be fair. There was a bit of a grind, though. I haven't actually finished it yet. I've still got to finish that off. I've got his 84. I need to finish it and get the 86 now. Yeah, lad, to be fair, like, I actually like this team. Again, I'm just the Neymar, the Mbappe. I'm gonna knock it down a little bit just for the, you know, just because we see it so much. I'm gonna give it an 8.1. out of 10. An 8.1 out of 10. I like it, just we need some creativity in here, mate. We need a bit more creativity in terms of the front two. Team review. Alright, boys and girls, on to team number 10. And is this full cam? It looks to be full cam. I'm seeing that left side.
That ain't right. Shame on you.
How many times in a row have we seen Varane and Mendy? We've got Kleiber at right back. Hullet, Jesus Christ. I like the team, and then I just see the left side. The right side of this team is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, Politano. Lovely card. Amazing card. Nobody did it, though, even though it was super cheap, purely because no one does the Serie A for some reason. We've got Elshar. Oh, it's not full cam. It's not full chem because we do have Elshar off cam. I like that little Donnarumma link with Cannavaro. I do like that, and also it is a prime Cannavaro, so cheeky stuff right there. Yeah, I mean, again, this right side of this team is really cool. I like this right side. The left side lets it down so much. Again, not because they're bad, but because it's boring. Varane, Mendy, Mbappe, Neymar. Come on, boys. Let's change it up a little. But in all fairness, like, Hullet definitely raises this team up a bit. You know, Kleiber is a really nice right back. You got Cannavaro. Like, the team is very good. Little bit meta, like a lot meta. I do respect the Politano, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet with this one, boys. I'm going to give it an 8.3 out of 10. An 8.3 out of 10. It would if it was full chem and we had a better. In fact, actually, I'm knocking it down. I said I was going to be harsh when it came to like meta. I'm going to bring it down to an 8. No, 7.9 actually. I'm putting my foot down on the Varane and Mendy. Yeah, if you got rid of that left side and went with something a little bit more interesting, this would be in the high cheekiness, all right? This would be in the 9s and 10s if we had a different left side there. Team review. All right, boys and girls, on to the next team, and oh, I like this team. This is kind of different. I'm not seeing Varane. I'm not seeing Mendy. I am seeing Nick Pope though. There's a lot of Man United in here. So I'm seeing Smaldini. I'm seeing Vidic. I'm seeing Rooney. I'm seeing Bruno. I'm seeing Ronaldo. Dalot did used to play for United. But then we've got Odegaard. Keane, obviously, he's played for United. We've got Tierney. We've got really... It's basically a Man United past and present. Other than Odegaard, Tierney, and Pope, I think it's a Man United past and present. Which is very interesting to say the least. Yeah, in terms of like the actual players in here, like that used to play for all the players that used to play for Man United, I have respect for. You know, McTominay, fair play, you did that. You got Roy Keane in here, fair play. Bruno Fernandes, again, fair play. Ronaldo, fair play. Smaldini, yes. Vidic, I love all these ex-Man United players. I do like that. I would honestly, if I were you, I would fully commit to the full Man United. If you're gonna go for this, I think I'm guessing the Odegaard maybe is untradeable. Maybe you got him out of a player pick or something like that. But if this were my team, I'd go full Man United if you're going to do this, you know. I would go for left back. I'd go and get a Tellez. In goal, I'd save up for a Van der Sar instead of Odegaard. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of Man United players, like icons especially. You could save up for like a Cantona, even just players that play for Man United these days. You could go for. But I like it. It's different. It's cool. It's interesting. A little bit off chem, but I'll let it slide because of it, because it is actually different. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I like it, boys. I like it. I think it's creative. Team review. Okay, boys and girls, we come down to the final team, okay, and I'm seeing some interesting stuff right here. I'm seeing Varane in that bald hair. I've seen him a few times, boys. My Varane is rubbing off on you. That doesn't sound right, does it? I realised halfway through saying that wasn't going to sound right. My Varane is rubbing off on you. It just sounds weird. But yeah, some interesting icons in here. I've seen Roy Keane a lot. Now that is interesting because Roy Keane is far from meta, but I've seen Roy Keane like 3 or 4 times. So cool. All right, I like it. And centre backs, I love that. Okay, Vidic again. I say it. I think it's one of the best centre backs in this game. That Marcelo card looks really underrated. To be fair, lads, he's like 100k. Let me just read off some of these in-games to you boys. Let me just find him. He looks absolutely amazing. That's the wrong Marcelo. That's the Real Madrid one. Hold on a minute, boys. Yeah, that's not the quickest card in the world, but 94 standing tackle, 98 strength. Potentially a +2, low attacking work rates, 6'3". This card could be amazing with a +2. I think that at 99 heading as well. Good interceptions. That card is really slept on. Got a cheeky little Keylor Navas in goal. Okay, I like it. Bruno Perez at right back. I'm just wondering, is there a better Brazilian right back? We've got this Emerson card, but that's a little bit late and gone. But yeah, Bruno Perez is pretty much the best one you can get for a reasonable amount of money. I would say maybe save up for that Europa League. Bruno Perez. Got Milicevic in there. This guy's actually got like a sick midfield. Milicevic and Varane. I have this and I can say, boys, that midfield is Beautiful.
I love it.
91 Baggio, okay, I like it, Dalot at left back, Dybala, lads, I like the team. I do like the team. It's also full chem, so bonus points there. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. You got Veron, you got Milicevic, cheeky guys in there, some interesting cards. Not seeing any Varans and Mendy's or Mbappe's. I like it. I like the team a lot, boys. I think that's a very nice 9 out of 10. Team review. But lads, I am going to call it there on the team review. Yeah, lads, if you did enjoy this video, please like that video and comment that you enjoyed it, because I honestly, like, I like doing team reviews personally. I do actually have fun looking at your guys' teams. The reason I haven't done it for so long, a lot of the reason, obviously, again, EA has been releasing a lot of content, but also I haven't felt the need to do it because when I was doing it before, it just wasn't getting that many views compared to what I would normally do. So I need you guys to really go ham on the likes and the comments with this one. You know, help me with the algorithm, because if you want to see this as a series more often, then I'm gonna need some, you know, some support. Share this with everyone you know, okay? I want to see your nan in the comments, all right, saying how much she loves team review. That is if you want to actually see it. If you don't care for team review, obviously you don't need to like the video, but if you want to see me do this more often, I'm gonna need this to get, you know, a decent amount of views, at least similar amount of views to what I normally get. But yeah, if you enjoyed, smash like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one, all right? Peace.